Hey, my name is Kay Miller, and I'm going to be leading your hike today. I am a member of Fullerton Heritage, and one of the first things I want to do is welcome you here today, but I want to go around to our little group here and ask you why you're here today and if you have a special memory of the park. Came to this park in the 50s, had some of those same experiences. I felt like I was a kid on Tom Sawyer's Island. I could run and scramble all over this park, from the duck pond to the top of the park and around and everything in between, on secret little trails and all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed this park. So I want to get started a little bit telling you about this little monument here. And this park was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2005. The plaque was here in 2005. The land was previously here, of course, but it started out in 1913. The city bought some land up here. We put a reservoir up there. And then a few years later, the city came along and decided, hey, this little knob up here might be a great place for a park. So they bought the land for, I want to say, $67,000, the rest of the land, and proceeded to make a park out of it. So how fortunate for us. Well, the first thing you do when you think you're going to make a park is you got to have a name for it. They had a contest, and somebody submitted the name of Hillcrest Park, and it's a very apropos name for the park. So that's how it got its name, and its start here. You notice these pedestals? They line this road here. They lined all the roads in the park. And there's a little eye set in each pedestal, and there was chain linking the pedestals together. Now I mentioned that they lined every road in the park. I was past tents. You see right here they stopped. And there are no more because they fell in disrepair. They slid down the slopes. A variety of things happened to them, so most of them have disappeared. Okay, so here is a picture of this area. This is 1934 picture. You can see the reservoir right there, the top of the reservoir. There's a retaining wall. And no stonework here in 1934 yet. This was kind of a natural feature of the park. And Soypelt envisioned this as kind of an amphitheater possibility. But if you have ever tried to sit on this slope, you know it cannot be an amphitheater possibility because you expend more energy trying to keep yourself in place than you would be able to enjoy a concert. You would actually have to cut notches into it to make it like amphitheater. But what a great activity, and many of us partook in these activities. This opportunity, kids are so ingenious. Cactus caves and a hill. I slid down on cardboard. People slid down on ice. People slid down on ice originally because of the ice house in downtown Fullerton. The ice house was at the train station. Oranges had to be shipped across the country. They loaded up with oranges and ice to transport them, and then people got ice blocks and brought them up here and slid down the hill. I remember as a kid, this whole hill was lined with ruts. You remember that? Rut, from everybody sliding down. Today, the ruts are gone, but people use this for exercise. I see kids go down on skateboards and stuff. Wow. But I remember working with the city attorney. You know, the big L word came in for cities, liability. And so I remember working with the city attorney, and at that era, we were experiencing kids going down on big wheels. Okay, I can't imagine more fun than going down on a big wheel. But of course, we had to outlaw it because that's what adults do and cities do. So we were trying to revise the municipal code, and we couldn't use the term big wheel in the municipal code, so we came up with the term wheeled contrivance. So that's how we outlined some of the fun that was going on here. We are standing where this picture was taken in 1938. You can see the pillars, which would have been along here, lining the road. This is the stonework going up to the cabin, just barely visible, and then you can see the wall in front of the stonework. And this, we think, is Harry Byram, the superintendent of the parks. And Harry was known for using his car, using his car as his office. So we think that's Harry out looking around the park somewhat. So 1938. I mentioned, I'm not sure I mentioned, it was called the Sycamore Grove Picnic Area.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. Well, you see the sycamore trees here. I'm a little bit familiar with some things in horticulture. Does anybody see a sycamore tree in here
I was going to say, I'm not seeing that.
Yes. There's no sycamore trees in here because they were all hit by a blight. And we have other blight places in the park as well. So all of the sycamore trees were gone, and they replanted with oaks and assorted other things that just grew on their own from whatever squirrels dropped, etc. So that was the demise of the Sycamore Grove, but the picnic area remained. Here we are at this weird little thing that looks like a road, and it is lined with pillars, so we know it was a road. This was the original entrance to the park off of Valley View. Of course, the grading was different back then, and I have a picture here of what it looked like back then. You can see a lot of orange groves around in the area, very typical. I have figured out that this is, that the cabin is there, but the recreation center is not. So it's very close in time, maybe 31, 32, somewhere along in there when this picture was taken. And the entry, Valley View was dirt. Now Harvard, which is Lemon today, was paved, and Spadra, which is Harbor, was paved. But these are dirt roads, the rest of them around here. So this is the original entry to the park, kind of where we're standing right here.